get started. Oh, fuck. Properties. Let's swap to this for a moment. Oh, is Mike working? Um, that maybe fix it. What app is using my camera right now? And I need to. Nope, I don't need to start NVIDIA Broadcast for that. Um, Troubleshooting. Nope. Maybe that'll work. Nope. Yeah. Oh, I figured out why. Need to deactivate this one too. There. Now I reactivate this one. Boom. Problem solved. Camera fixed. Also, Skykiller, I have damn near the thickest hair on Earth.
The righteous path begins with me.
I offer many paths to tranquility.
Ooh, this is a solid start. This gives me a few options. However, the retirement homes comment is tempting. Because maybe shit won't be so expensive. Yeah, Sai, you've literally watched me shed before. Like, full-blown seasonal dog shedding type shit. Oh, you and that fucking feet emote. God damn. However, first run is looking off to a solid start. It don't piss me off. It's just like, oh, fucking damn it, this shit again. Like Derek with soup. Well, I guess I put in 2 Bastion to make sure. Actually, which version of Stargazer do we have? Huntress? Yeah, that one ain't that good. I think I just go for a basic Space Groove setup. Get one of these. One of those. There we go. Blue Tiger might be just starting his. Wait, no, no. Maybe. Doubt it, but yeah. But like, Ocarina, that was N64, right? You just get a basic N64 emulator, and then you could choose either the piracy option or the legal option. I will tell you the legal option is to have a device that'll let you rip your game data directly off your owned copy. And it works for that too. But yeah, the legal way to do it is to just rip your game data off your copy that you've already owned. Yeah, I can't use him quite yet, not with this comp. But later I could try to go with the Dark Star comp. And if I ever get the Meepsy augment, oh man. You bet your ass side that I'm going to be running Mordekaiser for you. And we have a Christian in the chat. This is the most busy I've had a chat in a while. Aside from a raid. Honorary Canadian / French. At least you're not an Englishman trying to say that it's still hotter there than here. Really go Infinity Edge Shojin? Well, it's gotta be Deathblade Shojin. Well, I could try Infinity Edge. Either way, with this opening, I could just give it a try and most likely get top 4 anyways. Starting with an Ornn or a Samira is basically a free win. And for reference, a win in this is getting top 4. It's how you get your TFT equivalent of MMR. Yeah, everything that's great about it has basically died off. Like, this country is living in basically a dystopian lifestyle at the moment. Like,
I will bring justice to this.
I do have Pandora's, but I also like guaranteeing my items. Pandora's plus Anvil transformation basically makes up for the fact that they got rid of the carousel feature and just started going with the pick one or pick this or that. I mean, I guess it to a degree simplified things, but like, I liked how it was before. Okay, so this one has Nami as the second carry, not Jin. I should be going for recurve bows as my other one. Yeah. A splash of one or two things, maybe once or twice a stream. I don't find a big deal out of, but like, other than that, yeah. What the shit? This guy already has 2-star Samira. But he ain't itemizing correctly at all. Do you guys see any like automated messages from like Nightbot, Stream Elements, and stuff like that? Because they don't show up for me except for the initial start of stream from Stream Elements. You don't see them, so they're probably just not happening, which is for the most part fine. I mean, logically speaking, it diversifies things a little bit, and Nintendo's been known for throwing experimental stuff and ideas into new offshoots to see how it's received. Like the Legends games with Pokemon, almost exclusively experimental shit that they've been wanting to try but have not had the balls to put into a mainline game. I guess I grab this for now, see what I get on my next one. Fuck. He is itemizing her horribly though. Or is he trying to get Nami items on Samira and just go for 9? But he's got Even Shroud on Ornn. So what the hell is he doing? Hey, last night I was on the brink of passing out as is. Um. Hmm. That would be good for what I'm trying to do. Yeah, I think this is the play. Guard, Sniper, Nova. Nope. Don't got any of that. Oh. Yeah, still nothing. But I'm just doing a small one before I go to steak night at Shaylin's. Oh, yeah. I'm doing this one now doing steak night at 5, so that means I gotta pick up Danny at around 4:40. Probably will be able to get back on somewhere around 8 or 9 and do like an actual full stream. You want me to just send you a text when I'm about to do a stream? That way you can at least prepare yourself. Right. She's the only one that could trigger her own passive. I mean, same with Teemo. Same with Gnosis. I need to go to that other guys and see what Gwen is. I guess for the Space Groove units, it's almost exclusively they only trigger their own effects. Ooh, I could do this with Warmogs to get another giant spell. Or with red buff to get another recurve for Nami. Or with Void Staff to get a recurve or a tier. Also for Nami. So 2, 4, and then another 8 would make 12. So I do that. And then at the turn of the stage, I'll start rerolling and hold on to all my gold for now. Especially since I'm hard contested. Ooh, can he make that yet? What does he need to make that? He has the tier to do it. So, like, if he wanted to make a Space Groove emblem, he 100% could right now. Rerolling at level 5, it seems? Like, if he wasn't rerolling, he should have 50 gold econ right now. Wait, I could grab this, put him in, get some boosts on Samira. Comp doesn't run Rost, so we're good on that part. That guy can be scary. He's got a little bit of a hodgepodge going, but he's got Stargazer and Fate Weaver, and that's like the only two that matter there. Replicator if he's going for Lulu, which it looks like he is. We get slightly lower health. We get better options on the next carousel equivalent round. And then from there, I think we're supposed to get a 5 cost if I'm low enough on the board. Then from there we need to reroll and stabilize. That's what we need to do. Holy shit, I 1%ed a Shen. Like, I don't even need to grab Rams because I already got the Shen. I don't really need any of those. Alright, this is gonna be neck and neck race for who gets Ornn and Samira. Chance I might get a spatula a little later, so I'm gonna. Okay, I think I'm winning this game. I managed to 1% a Shen. Then the very next round, 1% a Jin. And another Shen. What the fuck? I have 1%ed 3 5-cost units. 3 of them. I don't even know how that happened. That's 0.01 0.1 0.00. That is 0.00001% chance of that happening.
Rejoice at your redemption.
They have no 5-cost here. However, I need to deny somebody this Corki because I'm pretty sure. Oh wow, nobody went Meeple. Riot, what the fuck? Oh. 0.00001% chance that I do this shit. And I did it. That is 1/1,000,000th of a chance. Pretty sure. If my math is right. 1% is 100. 10,000. Yeah, that should be 1 in a million chance. But this guy's got all my units. And this guy's got all of my units too. So 4 and 5. I can't 3-star Samira right now. Just pull an Uno reverse card and seal him. That'll definitely work. He'll be too stunned by the fact that somebody tried to use their own move against him.
Behold the righteous flame!
1, 2. I guess that works. Yeah, I need to go back and make a video out of this. Like, holy shit. I'm actively living out a 1% chance experience right here. Not even a 1%. Much, much lower. Just the fact that I pulled that off on stream is insane. Uno reverse tax the UK's tea. I'm pretty sure you would start riots in the streets by doing that. Okay, both of the people running it are still in the game. But I need to just hold my gold until they're both dead. Or until one of them dies to ensure the other doesn't get what I need.
I am your
Okay, so this guy's went level 6 rerolls just trying to get the low level stuff. Interesting. And is about to demolish me with it? What the hell? Dude just broke my brain with that. I know I missed one. Oh shit. He's out. But because I rolled down when I did, I might just be It's probably somewhere in the 60 to 70 degree range right now. Sai would know better than I would, at least at the moment. And that's because its housing situation does not handle heat very well. Come on, I need this guy to... Hell yeah, third place ain't bad. Third place ain't bad. However, getting contested by two guys really did fuck over the god tier rolls for the 5 costs. So, they both serve their purpose. From a scientific standpoint, they both serve their purpose. One is really good in laboratory settings, and one is really good in terms of weather, medical, and overall, what's the word? Overall day-to-day life. Fahrenheit is great at body temperature, at weather anomalies, weather patterns, and it greatly shows the extremes on both of those. Whereas in a laboratory setting, you can get things into the 8,000 degree Fahrenheit range that is better represented by Celsius. Like, they both have a purpose.
I offer many paths to tranquility.
Effectively, Fahrenheit is better at talking about the weather and your day-to-day life. Celsius is infinitely superior for a scientist that is not within the medical field. One was designed to ask questions about how it feels for a person, whereas the other was designed to ask the same question towards water.
Twilight fades. Twilight fades.
No time to waste.
Feel the sun's glory.
Cool feature armor at 100%.
I think I toss those, grab those. Wait a minute. I got triple meeple. And this is a quirky item, so why not just hold that, grab that. I haven't even seen the first one, so like, I don't... As much as I would like to get into the DC ex- extended universe or whatever it is, the DC version of the MCU, it seems like it's in too much of a clusterfuck for me to actually like want to spend the time on it. This is a Meeple Corky game. Need a frontliner, not a Vigar. And my frontline gonna need a lot of chain vests here. Like, good God. That person got Radiant Deathblade? Bro pulls like the most free win augment in the game and gets like the most free win item as a Radiant item because of it. This guy's getting top 2 for sure. And he's running in a Dark Hawk. Gnar is not in this comp. Huh. Neat. Guy's trying to run Meeple, but ain't exactly getting what he needs for it. And it looks like he might be going for an attempt at a low-cost Meeple reroll.
Again.
Meanwhile, I just want cold hard levels. I should have denied somebody the smear, but I need like 5 chain vests for this comp. I should be having Timebreaker 3 instead of Meeple 3 right now. Plus, Vigar ain't doing shit. Comp don't even run him in the long run.
I will remember your name.
I have 2 extra experience that I should not have. Did I just find a bug? Is Timebreaker leveling me up when I'm losing? Finding protectors and gargoyle. Very much. Notice how they always say that they're Irish instead of that they're from the UK? Even though I'm pretty sure Ireland, Scotland, and Britain, the England make up the UK. Like, why is bro spinning? What do you mean? Is there Chibi Katarina in here? Is that what happened? No? Oh yeah, sometimes the character models just spaz out like no other. Kind of hilarious when it happens. My favorite one is sometimes when you're holding a unit before you go into the portal, it will start like T-posing and then just be stuck like that. Well, somebody went into Earth overtime. Yeah, let's see if this one gets stuck T-posing. Oh, it's a carousel round, so it probably won't.
Take it easy.
Oh wait, a Corki. I need a Corki, and that's an item I need on him. Perfect. Take out Vigar. Get that to Corki. Start dumping the rest of his items on him. Oh, that's diabolical. What's funny is that like 70% of the world drives the right side of the road. Like, we ain't the only ones. Pew, 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 pew. So that's why I could hit level 7 before the shop resets. But yeah, if they're an Englishman, they're from the UK. If they're Irish or Scottish, they're from Ireland or Scotland, not the UK. But the UK is those three countries put together. So it's more like either those two having great pride in their heritage or just their hatred of the Englishman. And I have heard both from both. With every Irishman or Scotsman, it's one or the other. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if at some point down the road, those two countries decided that they're going to separate and just be part of the European Union and not be the United Kingdom anymore. I thought everybody knew that. It's just different portions of the known world at that time discovered it at different rates. I mean, it's technically right. Technically. Hey, Skykiller, I found your funny number. Gonna be running your funny number. Good God. They obliterated my... I need Rammus is why. That's why my front line's getting trashed. Was it maybe Blue Tiger that kept making that joke? I could see that being something he'd do. Okay, so I need to swap Ezreal out for Riven. Pantheon out for Rammus. And Gnar out for... Okay, I see what I'm up to next. I'll admit that I make fun of my girlfriend for the way that she pronounces Tuesday like a Brit. But it only happens if she's talking fast.
The time to talk is over.
I need that. Tuesday. Yeah, that's exactly how I make fun of her for the way she says it. Like I say that exact phrase.
I offer relief from pain.
I need to make up the gold that I just spent, so I had to go with the Ahri. I really wanted to go with the Varus to see if I could get Bard Corki combo or Bard Rammus, but I hold on to the Vagar just in case. I need to relocate the sword. Think I just lose here? Another... Oh, I live? There. I don't want Riven over there. Voyager boost would have been nice. I should have taken out Shen for Voyager boost. Dude's trying to force a Lulu comp in the wrong version. I mean, I guess it lets him reroll better. But the right version would be to get a bunch of free fucking emblems. Ooh, that was close.
Let's make this memorable.
Honestly, we had a wild first game. Just disappointing that I got hard cucked. Oh, conduit death. Holy shit, this guy could have gotten 6 psionics. There we go. Great. Back-to-back games where I got contested. Completely out of the comp that was running from round 1. Alright, net gain 8 LP. I should have rearranged my board to be far right instead of far left. Focus out the right side fighters instead of the left side tanks. Because right now, the meta is to divert their gaze off of your front side damage dealer, get people focusing on your tank. When in reality, you need to just destroy everything but the tank and deal with them last. And then take out the backliners after.
I offer many paths to tranquility.
All gold augments, so I should be looking for the Jax augments or the Meepsy augments. Which means, Sai, if you're still there, we might get a Mord game on our hands if we can get that augment. Started with a misfortune. If we don't get either of those augments, it's a misfortune game. The one costs are these. I should grab the 2-star Leona just in case.
Stay out of my way.
You also kind of have to have a unit on the field in order to get the augment for them. Not sure if that's a condition or not, but I feel like it would be. These are both god-awful augments, and if I reroll into another awful one, it's gonna really suck. Keep my options open. Need to hold on to the H. Yeah, and corporate law is to drug test the entire workforce on 421. Oh shit, she runs double Deathblade now instead of Deathblade Shojin. What are you running, Space Glue? Yeah, you see, though, I work for a massive organization that has to do with the transportation of special needs kids. So, like, yeah, it kind of makes sense that that would be a necessity for this workplace. I can see that turning into Misfortune Comp. That's going to be a full Dark Star. That's probably going to be a full Dark Star. That one's going Meeples. Did I see 2 Primordian plays? I did. Lots of Dark Star and lots of Primordian. What Arbor Law did you pick? Ooh. That's scary. I could go for Challenger Misfortune and it just basically be a free win. As long as this guy doesn't get a bunch of misfortunes for his conduit comp. And it gives me something to do with this, whereas the Space Groove comp would not. I'm gonna select it for now, but I'm still gonna grab Space Grooves on the way. None of those comps are really running any of these units. I mean, this guy might run Urgot just to supplement his Primordians with Marauder and Brawler. But he's going to be rerolling at level 5 anyways instead of 7. So it means I can still reroll into it. Do with that tier then. I guess I could use it for Urgot or the Ornn. This guy picked the Darkstar Augment and only has 2 Dark Stars. What is wrong with him? And it gave him 2. Who the fuck does he have as his other Dark Star on the field? Okay, he has 2-star Cho'Gath as one. And Kai says the other... There's not really anything you can do with Lysandra in that. Because you don't have Pantheon. Okay, I guess his setup kinda makes a little sense. Great, I'm against this guy again. Oh. Suddenly my odds are very much so in my favor. Everything's fine. If I can get to level 7 super early, I can reroll earlier. Which means I can later push for level 9. And if I can get a push for level 9, oh man. Level 9 don't even want Morgana anymore. It now calls for Diana or upgrading Urgot. Whichever one performs better against enemy boards. Holy shit, I don't have a Belveth yet because there's at least 2 Primordian players.
My eyes are open. Even gravity can't slow me down.
I do not need this many Tears of the Goddess. This guy transitioned straight into my comp. This is 3 games in a row where I spend like half the game building up a board state just for somebody to hard swap into what I'm doing. Like, are these people just trying to fuck with me or something? I swear to God. He got a Nova emblem, that's why he made the swap. Doing decent on units. I think I'm slightly ahead on that, because I managed to 2-star all the 3 costs, and still have one more additional on top of that. But he's still beating me in the one that's most important, so... Oh shit, this guy got Evelyn's Instinct and Spear Shojin on a Zed. Gonna need to wait for River Sprite or Moo Cow to die before I can even go for
I offer
the misfortunes. So I don't really have a lot of people like hard contesting having to build 3-star of my units. But I got a good number of people that are like they need at least a 2-star of 1 or 2 of my units. Well, I think I just lost. Unless I can beat him to literally everything else, I'm pretty sure I lost.
Relax a little.
That guy's trying to suit. Got two of them? Yep. Hard contested, and he got obscenely lucky with rerolls where I didn't. Fucker got 5 Nova. That's so bullshit. Yeah, I think Riot made a slight mistake when they buffed non-conduit misfortune instead of nerfing conduit misfortune. Because now there's like 4 different comps that run her every single game. Like they should have given half the amount of buff and then also nerfed conduit to match so that all 3 options are viable. Because right now Replicator's fucking useless. Especially since Replicator as a synergy is fucking useless. Double Shojin Evelyn's Instinct. This Zed is going to be so painful. Bro is replicating faster than I can kill them. Okay, no Ornn there. 6 there. 3, 4 there, so I can't 3-star him yet. Oh, if I can kill him here. Yes! Fuck you. Hard contesting my comp. Ah! That just opened up a world of possibilities right there. Oh, that was like so. Oh, wait! River Sprite died. Senna Unbound died. The two people that have beaten me in the last entire um stage both just died. This guy is a decent ways away from getting his Ornn finished. And he's a decent ways from getting Rost and Maokai finished. Like, as long as I manage to 3-star the rest of these units, I think I just win. That's a decent loss. If I can also finish my Maokai items, that's... Whew. This has turned out to be a wild one. Oh, that I think is game over. The fuck is making Jin so big? Why is Jin that big? What is going on over there? Oh, he's the big Dark Star. Okay. And now I just econ back up to 70 and maybe get my Ornn if I can. Dude, that game was a huge turnaround. Managed to 3-star the must-have units except for Ornn. And managed to hit level 8, put in the third Nova. And Challenger 3 so that Misfortune can actually, like, start popping off. And denied this guy a bunch of his units. But Soup is gonna win. Unless I kill him here and now, Soup wins. Yep, Soup wins. Third? Third place. That's significantly better than fourth place. I don't remember this, but okay. Fuck AFKers, especially in ARAM. Actually, now I kind of want to go and look at my match history and see what game they were in. Oh, here it is. Oh yeah, he's that bitch that played Suicide Bomber. I think I got at least 3 games left. Maybe 4 if I am able to make them quick. $38 LP net gains this stream so far. 2 wins. 1 hard loss.
Mobius must succeed. The gods have failed.
I mean, it's not the best version, but like it's definitely like A, not quite S tier. Now, if that number was like 2.5 or 3% max health, different story. Grab a second town just in case. Actually, in case of a Time Weaver opening. Also have a decent Dark Star open. Which can turn into a good Shepherd opening if I get a Shepherd emblem. Black Ops 3 zombies, best zombies. Oh my god. I can't get enough of that shit. The person I'm going to be having steak night with later, I've been supposed to be doing achievement hunts with them. But we've both been pretty busy the last week or so. That and because I'm running on max time zone and not my own local time zone. And this guy's running on like US East Coast time because that's just his sleep schedule. I would say a hard maybe on that. Because I could definitely use a third and fourth person for when we do eventually decide to do the Shadows of Evil Easter egg. But I know he's like my go-to person. And if Dave has joined the chat since I sent him the links, I was hoping to ask him at some point. Oh fuck, this guy got the prismatic version of Heart of the Swarm. Oh shit, oh fuck. I cannot be running that Misfortune comp if he's going to be grabbing every Belveth. Did not get Bastion Augment. I think it's a Space Groove game. Based off... I could Nope, that's got Belveth. Never mind. Yeah, it's a Space Groove game. Don't need these. Don't really need that. Focus on trying to get a prismatic Samira item. But like Heart of the Swarm gold version, not that great. Prismatic Heart of the Storm is nightmare fuel. Got the Nami component. Basically, as soon as this turns into a Samira item, I slam it on whoever I can. In this house, we love Dryzen Drak. I personally think Dryzen Drak was one of the single best zombie maps to ever exist. Which I believe was the first or second DLC map of Black Ops 3. No, Kino is far from better than that. Kino hits the nostalgia, but like, it ain't that good. And that's only because there's counterintuitive mechanics within the game. Transit was it was a groundbreaking map that I wish they expanded further upon. I think the DLCs of that game should have also added components to Transit themed around the maps that were made within those DLCs. Like Alcatraz should have a section of Transit that is a jail. Basically, Transit gets a jail section added to it. Like, I think Transit was a revolutionary step within the development of Call of Duty Zombies. And it didn't perform as well as it could have. This will work. Mob of the Dead, that was the movie set one, right? Where it's got like George A. Romero and stuff. Oh no, I'm thinking Call of the Dead was that. Mob of the Dead was Alcatraz. Yeah. I don't think it's quite there yet for a remaster. Like, it'll definitely deserves one within the next few years or game cycles, but it's not quite there yet. Like, it's not the one that should happen next and now, but like 3 or 4 maps down the line, it definitely needs to get at least a thought. Because there's a number of maps that um while they've technically gotten like remade, they're not quite full-blown remasters. Like, I would love to see a full remaster of 5 that adjusts the shitty sections of the map. Because that was one of the biggest issues with 5, is that its layout was really bad about getting you caught with your pants down. And it's why a lot of people didn't really like it. Moon got like a halfway remaster. It's more like a polishing than a remaster within Black Ops 3. Shangri-La got, I think, Shino Numa. And no, Shino Numa was World at War, not Shangri-La. So yeah, I think Shangri-La and possibly even Ascension or Moon should be one of the next ones on the list. Get those 3 out of the way with full-blown remasters, and then shoot for Mob of the Dead. Or really Call of the Dead, for the same reason as 5. Ooh. As much as I love to run Zed. So, though the shield and, because I didn't quite dive in depth on it earlier, the shield and sword breaking mechanics in that game, I think should run on a system similar to Minecraft, where realistically they'll break, but you can maintain them to prevent that, and it takes a while before breaking instead of, oh, I fought 3 enemies and my shield just shattered in my hand. Or not shield, my sword just shattered in my hand. Even though realistically in old school sword fights you could still go dozens of fights before your stuff would break. Shangri-La was the jungle temple. Shinonuma was the swamp. Okay, now that I've actually looked into that, Shangri-La needs a remaster, but also expansion upon the map itself. Because I think technically all those maps got put into Black Ops 3, but they really just got a bit of a reskin, not an actual remaster.
Mortals will inherit the future.
So I want Infinity Edge Shojin to be those two. This guy's got a gnarly setup going. And he's got the exact same augments as me. But he's focused them into early game items. And I hold this little bit of gold for one extra round. So I have a little more to reroll with next round. You're really into the popcorn buckets right now, aren't you? Oh, right. Mac banned you from saying IMAX in his stream. Forgot that right now you're like super into the movie scene. Yeah. I don't really care much for the formats. I just want it to look nice enough. You know what I mean? I just want a quality movie watching experience. And I don't mind if it has to happen in my own home. I am less so passionate about film and more so passionate about the tech behind what is being displayed before me. Like, yeah, I do love a good movie and I love a long overarching storyline across multiple films. But I could also live without it. This could go kind of wild. Meanwhile, um, my passion isn't so heavily in the camera side of it. Mine's more in the image display, and like I really love the concepts that created mini OLED or micro QLED, for example. Like the amount of engineering that has to go into even getting the components for them. And not even just the components themselves, but shrinking them down to a size where that is even capable of happening. Like the hundreds of years that went into creating the LEDs and then evolving the LEDs and then shrinking them and then individual back panel pixels is just wild to me. I'm second on the leaderboard right now. So I think I'm going to go with the Thresh boon. Samira comp plus a component that I actually need 2 of right now. Sign my ass up. It doesn't necessarily have to be action to be high speed. I could totally see him doing a thriller that is fast paced and utilizing one of those. But it can't be your typical run of the mill, like comedy or romance or sitcom style. It definitely has to be a high speed thing. And it definitely can't be like a slow paced horror where like there's only certain moments that actually would warrant that. Because I could see something like a Friday the 13th type movie that gets one of those cameras for like super specific takes. And then just otherwise. And I would say even they would rent it instead of buying it because it'd be financially not feasible for that purpose. Yeah, I don't think I was there for that. It would really depend on what specific day. Because I at least pop in for 5 to 10 minutes most streams to keep my streak going. But like I actually took cinema classes to see the artistic value behind it and stuff like that. Don't really need any components, so I'm going to see if I can reroll for a shit ton of gold. This works. Hey, somebody's trying to soup. And this guy is still absolutely terrifying. This guy less so. But this guy, he's nightmare fuel. Dude, this comp is so bullshit. Like, if you can get it online and you don't have half the lobby trying to play it, it's just free. Like, if this doesn't get nerfed next patch, right, might as well just stop doing any development for this game. Because that's just #1 sign that they don't care. That's going to be a problem later. Yeah, there's absolutely nobody contesting Ornn or Samira this game. Sure, there's somebody that's got a blitz, and I think somebody either had a Shen or is going to need a Shen. I only need three more of either of these units, and I could use my duplicators to 2-star them or 3-star them all. I already explained to you why they're like that. Got people in this chat that have been watching with no redeem options for 8 years. Once they start blowing all of their redeems is when I'll bring the price down. I guess I should start going for Shen items, so grab this. Put it on Jin for now. What's Shen's next item? Yeah, once I see somebody start dropping like 200,000 points on stuff, that's when we can talk about the prices. This guy's got one Shen. This guy's got one Blitz. Alright. Getting my 5 costs will be a touch tricky, but closer to the last rounds of the game, I should be able to get them. As long as those two don't 2-star them before I can hit level 9, we'll be fine. And the one contesting Blitzcrank is the one I'm most worried about in the entire lobby, not just when it comes to comp. Problem is that those two are in here for traits, not so much for being a carry. Sure, I made Blitzcrank items and put them on Gwen, but he's not a must-have unit. Well, I guess you have to have him for his trait, but like, otherwise, it ain't a huge deal. Is that how much it cost you to get that for him? Ah. No, you could just tell him, hey, next time a $5 game is on the wish list, that he has to get it for you. Is that where I'm supposed to put Shen? No, I'm supposed to put him one over. Is it still that price because that's the one that everybody wants instead of the other one? Would be pretty funny if that was the case. Ha! Get your Vex soup out of here. God, I fucking hate that comp. It ain't any good anymore. But like, it doesn't deserve top 4. Alright, this is the guy that contested Shen. But yeah, 5-cost soup comps are like the most mindless shit in the game. You just put a weight on your F key and walk away from your desk for 20 minutes and then come back to a free win. It is so bullshit. This guy's also doing Vex soup, that little bitch. I'm gonna move Shen a little bit back so that he doesn't get targeted by Vex off the rip. Interesting that he's got a 3 Stargazer set up in there, though. That's not normal Vex suit. Oh. Graves did some work. The 7 space groove difference is going to be absolutely massive. Yep, and just like that, Ornn survives long enough for me, for my other stuff to do stuff. Alright, another attack speed boost. Let's go. Jhin don't get shit from it, but at least it converts to AD. I'm getting 28 AD out of it, so pretty nice. What's another sniper I can put in? Xayah, I guess. He needs to be swapping the Titanic Hydra with the other Rage Blade. What the fuck? Game randomly gave me a fuckload of Namis? I have a singular gripe with the Wii U. One singular gripe. That being no support and compatibility for GameCube games other than ones that you'd have to digitally install. That is one thing I could not stand about the Wii U. And it was 100% a money grab for buying ports and remasters. Basically making you pay for a game you already own again. Yay! 5-cost soup wins for free. Little bullshit. Which one of those? Oh, Kevin. Yeah, I gotta start getting ready here in an hour or so. Just a little over an hour. But Wii U had a ton going for it, and Nintendo deliberately held back certain aspects. Um, had full compatibility for Wii games, full compatibility for Wii controllers, had old and new Pro controllers, developed the ability to have wireless Pro controllers without it being third party. Um, I think it was one of the first consoles that had GameCube controller adapter options for the double USB, which became like a standard for future Nintendo systems. Like it had so much going for it, and then next to no developers released games on it because Nintendo was super stingy about it. They removed one of the key features of GameCube compatibility. They took something that could have been absolutely insane and ripped it apart. And it was solely for the sake of making more money off of it wherever they could. God, I hate it when I get this item combo at the very first round. Starting off with this pair of items really just restricts me out of most of like the top comps in the game. Okay. Not quite sure how to go about this. Yeah, it's not really a Lulu one. Is there a comp that runs a Lowy? Not really, no. And I didn't get the Dark Star emblem. Or the Meepsy augment. Could still go for Challenger Misfortune. And I can utilize those items. It's just going to be a pain in the rear to do so. But I could have had a shepherd setup going. Damn.
My god doesn't want peace.
There's mischief in the stars. Also gas clouds. They smell like fire.
Okay, that's a little better. And still sets me up to put in a Teemo. And it also lets me get a couple early losses so I could try to force the double death blade from Carousel.
I'm gonna clean this galaxy from the inside out.
For now, I put her in as conduit. Later, I take her out and put her back in as a replicator. Or not replicator. Actually, I put her in as a replicator now to boost Lysandra. And then later, I put her back in as a challenger. Yeah, that's the call here. The next level I could put Zoe in to get my conduit. Or if I get Teemo, I sell Zoe, put Teemo in to get Shepherd. Which will then stabilize me for until I can hard pivot almost.
A gift.
God, these item options suck. Really wishing I lost the last one.
Solid giggle should do the trick.
Dude, the versatility of Miss Fortune is absurd. This would be a run where um this would be a run where Pandora's items would be goated. I am still yet to see Odyssey, so like hold off on spoilers. I have not found the time to do that. And I actually have a backlog of stuff I need to see that ain't even new stuff on top of that. Oh, I thought. Okay. Oh, that's only 4 days away. I'll probably wait until theaters are less packed. Right now, theater etiquette is basically non-existent. Like down in the floorboards levels of the bars set way too low. Time is a figment of my imagination. Okay, it does not exist. Is a human construct.
You don't even serve a true god.
And this is where I make the hard swap. Yes, time was invented by clock companies to make more clocks and sell more clocks. That is 100% right there, Sky Killer. Time is but a human construct. Not sure why I keep seeing people put Void Staff on Kaisa when she does physical damage. Like Void Staff on Kaisa is actually a touch troll. Unless you're just saving it for karma, but even then, you're not doing any magic damage other than Lysandra up until that point. So you might as well just put that on Lysandra and put your physical carry items on Kaisa. Oh damn is Hmm. Yeah, I don't really need an emblem with this comp. And even then, it's a completely random one, which will not work if I don't get Nova, Challenger, or Primordian. And even then, Primordian would be like garbage tier for this comp. Like, when I say garbage tier, I mean might as well pick up your comp out of the dumpster itself. I truly think Nintendo was experimenting with those games and found a lot of mechanics that slowed down the progression of the game to ensure that you get your money's worth out of hours. But B, they found a system that they can now tweak later on for future games. But also, isn't the set... I haven't actually played those games, but isn't the setting of it like after apocalyptic... Not even apocalyptic war, but like most of the world is in ruins in some way, shape, or form. And like the setting being after some cataclysmic event but by like hundreds of years and whatnot. Where the world is still kind of like divided, and it's more so in the sense of not divided by cultural, but divided by the fact of they just never really bothered to pick up those pieces. Everybody's already happy as is. That was a correct me if I'm wrong statement, because I truly don't fully know anything about those games. Aside from the fact that I seriously pissed off my ex's mom because she was annoying the hell out of me, I went and beat the final boss while she was in the other room. Upon her children's request, because they were annoyed by the fact she refused to let them play their own damn game and wanted to be the one to beat it. Oh, I just had an awful idea. Let me see if it would work before I actually execute said idea. I mean, it doesn't really change much, but it's still not ideal. No, steak night is just this tw- twice a month thing that I started doing with a coworker. So what happened was he wasn't really a huge fan of steaks, and I'd been kind of fine tuning and perfecting the type of steak that I make. So now we do a twice a month thing where we just have some steak dinner. I go over there, I make some steaks, he makes some sides, or people of the house make some sides, and we just have a nice dinner together. And we've just been calling it steak night, so it's stuck. But I turned a man that did not care for steaks into a man that can't get enough of it. So, like, I'm just proud of that. And it's solely because he had never had a good steak in his life.
Take it easy.
He's had your typical average run of the mill steaks. You know, like the stuff you would get at a steakhouse where it's like not really well seared. Um, they have to follow a super specific process that kind of makes the steak not as good. But it's how their recipes say they have to do it. So, like, they have no choice. So, yeah, he's just never had a high quality steak before. Meanwhile, the two of us, we make them for roughly the cost of $5 to $7 a steak, as opposed to 30 for a half decent one. Alright, if I can get a chain vest and a giant's belt here, we're cooking. Chain vest, giant's belt, crick glove, and we're basically set. Oh, hey, I'm against another moo cow. Oh, is this the same fucker that did soup last game? I'm gonna be so irritated if it is. Actually, I can make this work.
I'm gonna clean this galaxy from the inside
Alright, so
out.
we get that. Get that. There we go. Yeah, but you'll always get the same answer. Like, he won't respond emotionally to it unless it's to kick your ass. At best, if he's not just kicking your ass in response, he'd say just one word, dead. Like, and it also depends on which version of Batman you're saying this to. If you're saying this to the Batman who laughs, good luck. And if you're saying, I can't remember which version of Batman it specifically is, but a lot of people refer to him as Bat Brick because he's built like a fucking cement mixer. If you say it to him, you're probably getting your spine snapped over his knee or being used as a literal toothpick. Absolute Batman, yeah, that's Bat Brick. Yeah, you basically end up with two possibilities. Human toothpick or Bane over the knee type shit. Oh, it'd be kind of funny if I got a third hand of justice. God, fucking suit players. It's interesting to see Primordian comps starting to like rise from the ashes of their own death.
Relax a little.
Oh shit, 3 people are dying right now. Or not? Oh, those are their health after the loss. Orn comp struggling to get Orn. Another Orn player. So that's 6 gone. So 13 out of 17 are gone, which means there's 4 left for me to get. I do like that 3 of the bottom 4 players are people that are trying to run soup. And are also just getting absolutely ass blasted by people that do know what they're doing. Hey, first place while keeping above 50% health. Alright, so far nearly a 2 rank jump. If I can get top 2 in this next game, it'll be a 2nd rank. What was that last comp that I saw? There was 3 soups, 2 space grooves, 1 maple. That accounts for 6 comps. What was the last one? Primordian. There was a Primordian in there. one of the Primordian comps started off with that to be stable early, and then I believe they swapped to Meeple. Might have been one of the Star Guardians. Not Star Guardians, Space Cruise. God.
The righteous path begins with me.
Okay, only one prismatic.
I offer many.
Probably gonna shoot for Kale if I do a reroll comp again. If not, it's gonna be Meeple and shooting for Ari. Which version of Stargazer? Okay, not the good one. Guy Killer, quick question. How old are you? Like, are you in the age range where people just say that shit constantly? Or are you in the age range of it's kind of cringe to do so? Okay, so you're right in the middle. Where like it's starting to become cringe, but just because you're not young enough for it to be just being one of them. Am I actually going to end up going Meeple? I mean, still applies. And still make an attempt at a misfortune comp. Primordian. A little bit of a mix. Primordian again. Darkstar. Meeple. And nobody's shooting for the early misfortune build, so might as well plan on it and change my plans if I have to. I got good items for it too. Halfway to my misfortune being built. Why is this one glowing? Weird. Oh, this guy got the Meepsy augment. I don't know how to say this without sounding like an ass, but taxes themselves are not cringe. What they are used on is often a waste of money, and that's cringe. they're never used in a way that actually benefits our country. And that is the problem with taxes. Education, gone to shit. Infrastructure, gone to shit. Drugs, probably at an all-time high. Unemployment, probably skyrocketing. I'm making assumptions because I haven't checked the numbers in a while. But right now, the issue isn't the taxes themselves, it's what it's being applied to. And conceptually, Elon with Doge is a good thing, but extremely horribly executed. Like, there definitely needs to be checks and balances as to where this money goes, and a hell of a lot more for them. But it was executed poorly. We fought unjust taxes. Not specifically taxes as a whole, just ones that were unjust.
Make thyself devout, and eternal life is granted.
And the biggest thing is that we were fighting against taxes that we had no say in. No taxation without representation. We did not have a seat in that time frame's equivalent of parliament. And that's what had many people pissed off at that time frame. And that is the key detail that very many people leave out. Some deliberately, but most just out of sheer unknowing. We didn't fight taxes as a whole, as a concept. We fought excessive, unjust taxation that we had no say in. And right now, we do have a say by who we elect in terms of our state governor or our senators, our representatives. Now, is it horribly unbalanced? I would say to a degree. But is there a better solution? Not one that I've personally seen or heard. It was purchased for 72 cents an acre from Russia because Russia thought they had expended all of Alaska's resources. Then the US discovered oil. I also think that the purchase was made before Canada actually settled and created territories as far west as it is. I don't think the borders actually touched back then. And that a lot of those territories were borderline unclaimed. And I believe the purchase was also made before the Canadian Revolution. Not have been before the Canadian Revolution, but that definitely feels like the right ballpark. Right now, you need me have me wanting to look shit up.
I will bring justice to this world, no matter the cost.
All right, so Canada had rebellions in 1837 and 1838, and eventually a peaceful evolution to independence via the Confederation in 1867. So basically, 1867 was when Canada became independent. When... And Alaska was purchased 3 months later. For a total of $7.2 million, which was roughly 2 cents an acre. Which in modern money would be $162 million. Imagine if you purchased a quarter of the country in terms of landmass. Or no, back then Alaska wasn't part of the country, so it would have been that time frame's 1/3 of the country. So imagine purchasing 1/3 of the country's total landmass for $162 million. Those prices were an absolute steal.
I'm gonna clean this galaxy from the inside out.
Like a steal to bullshit proportions. You consider yourself John Video Games. I have a feeling that that comment is not going to age well. It is just a gut feeling. I'm taking that. I ain't even re-rolling the other ones. That one is absolutely goated right now. He's a spooky things streamer, in my opinion. Because, yeah, he's done some Phasmo, he's done some DBD, he's done some of that game you've been obsessing over. And then he splashes in solo play, like single player Mondays or Sundays. Like, he does a touch of variety, but they mostly fall under the same category. Meanwhile, my stuff is like 4 or 5 things that fall under different categories so I can appeal to a wider audience. Like League of Legends, I hardly ever even touch the game, so I don't really stream it. But that would appeal to the MOBA audience. TFT appeals to a sub-audience of League of Legends. While also being a game that I actually enjoy. But Siege appeals to the shooters. DBD appeals to the horror fans. Megabonk appeals to niche. And survivors like I'm hitting multiple different markets, whereas he's kind of honed in on one. And he's probably performing better because of it, because I get viewers that are probably there specifically for one game. And if I'm not streaming that game, they ain't around. And if I go too long without streaming it, they'll just disappear. I would love to do a ton of Kingdom Hearts streams, but I already know that I ain't gonna get much out of it. There's a lot of people that hate on Kingdom Hearts for very little reason. I wouldn't say no reason, but the reason is not super justifiable. And oftentimes the reason is akin to oftentimes the reason is akin to is brain hurty, me no wanna think. And it's like people going, this storyline is so weird, convoluted, and I don't understand it, and I don't like it because story bad. When in reality, if you think in depth, yeah, there's going to be some plot holes, but that's every story. But it's not as complicated as it seems. You just have to be able to hyper fixate into categories one at a time, and then combine those, the knowledge that you gain of those, to develop the whole storyline. Yeah, I never really was able to get myself into Zelda games. I played a couple, more of the older ones, but like never scratched the brain itch that I get. Alright, I haven't scouted in a while. This guy's shooting for Vex reroll. People, Space Groove, Mecha. This guy might be going Challenger Jinx. This guy's likely going Shepherd LeBlanc. So I'm about to get a BF sword and a Crick glove. So I need at least one other BF sword and a Giant's belt. I think I could make this work. Leave. Okay, so the round before carousel is when I get a lot of bullshit on the field. I might end up going with Belveth instead of Maokai as my fourth unit to put items on. Oh. Okay. Alright, he's gotten his Vex and he's made the hard swap, but he still hasn't stabilized it. So as long as it takes him a couple rounds, we're safe for now. After this round, I get all those components and I need to be ready to put them in as fast as possible. Brick Glove, BF Sword, Giant's Belt go there. Chain Vest goes there. Alright, this is a pretty good... Actually, this is a solid setup.
The unrighteous will burn.
He's got Urgot. He's got Ornn. Nobody's contesting Misfortune. Holy shit, that Pike one-shot my Misfortune. That Pike alone is going to bite my ass with this glass cannon augment. Not a huge jump in power here. Decent on the damage side. This is a massive power spike though. That shield 2.5 times the size. And the damage almost being double. This guy has Urgots. That's why I'm not rolling into him. He ain't got a lot of them, but he's got just enough to make it difficult. If he gets 3-star Ace Soul, it's going to be a problem. I don't even know why I picked up Glass Cannon, because like it only affects Misfortune. Oh wait, how did Misfortune heal? He has Omnivamp from something? Oh. I didn't realize Marauder gave Omnivamp to the whole team and then more to themselves. Percent bonuses on those. That Pike is still going to be a problem. Because it goes straight to murdering my Misfortune. But because she's a 3-star, it's nowhere near as much of a problem. Yeah, after this game, I'm going to need to start getting ready for Steak Night, though.
Even gravity can't slow me down. Behold the righteous flame!
He doesn't have solo plate, but he's got... Yeah, dude. That alone is actively fucking your entire board state. Put your front liners further forward, spread out the damage taken instead of just nuking your own strongest tank. And game. Woo! Alright. Got 2 whole ranks. Somewhere around 250 total LP gains. I'd call that a good run. Alright. See you guys probably later tonight. I mean, I don't have much reason not to stream later, especially if I end up joining Mac for a game.